Hi YouTube Videos, back at you for another video. In this video we're going to be looking at the Negan introduction scene from season 6 episode 16 in more detail, and we're going to use it to basically make some predictions about what's going to happen in season 7. Now I'm not going to consider spoilers here, so in that regard it's spoiler free, so don't worry about that. And also some of these things that I'm going to talk about, I talked about it in my previous videos, but I'm going to talk about it in more detail in this video. So to start it off, when Simon, who we think is Stephen Ock's character, introduces Negan and basically says, let's meet the man, and he basically walks away, we see him throw a gun in front of Carl. Now, some people may not have caught that, but basically all that is, it's part of Negan's introduction, because that's going to come into play later on. When Negan comes out and he speaks to everyone, he approaches Carl and tells him, you got a lot of our guns, and that specific scene. When he walks away, we see him put that gun that was thrown on the ground in his waist, under his pants. So that's why that was there. Now, I can't really think of anything significant for that and why it was done. I know it's the exact same gun that had Lucille carved into it, but other than that, I think it was just a way for Negan to have a little dialogue with Carl, because it wasn't in the comic book. So that was very interesting to see, and I'm very excited to see how that specific gun comes into play later on. So then the next thing is when Negan pretends to want to beat Maggie, when he says you look shitty and he is about to hit her, we see Abraham kind of react, and we kind of see him move his head as if he's going to intervene. So I think that's going to come into play in season 7 as well, and I think we're going to see something like that. When Negan chooses his actual victim, we're going to see Abraham want to intervene, because he's the kind of guy who wants to stop things, and he's not willing to sit back and watch. So that's going to be exciting to see. And also right after, when Glenn obviously comes up and shouts and reacts, everyone turns around and Maggie is almost going to go to Glenn. When Maggie says stop it to Negan and Dwight, she kind of gets up and it's like she's going to go towards Glenn. But we see Abraham kind of put his arm around her and stop her. So that was also very interesting to see. And then also another thing that I noticed is right at that moment, we see Rick doing something. Now it looks like he's untying something, or maybe someone said in the comment section the last time I posted about this, something about him grabbing a handful of dirt or something like that. Now, I don't know exactly what he's doing because his hands were never tied and there wasn't really anything in front of him that he would grab, so the only explanation right now is what was pointed out in the comment section. I'm sorry, I don't remember who pointed it out, but it looks like he's just grabbing a handful of dirt as if he's very angry and he's trying to keep his anger inside and not do anything that would get Negan to react even more and for anyone else to get hurt. So at this point, that's all I'm going to say about that. If you think it's something else, or if you notice something else about it, write it in the comment section below. And then, right after this specific scene, we see Dwight grab Glenn and put him back in line. Now, something I've pointed out a few times is that he's not put back the exact same spot, because when he's being put back beside Daryl. So Daryl would be to his left. But in the original lineup, Rosita is to Glenn's left. So I'm not sure where Rosita went. Did they move her? Or did she move when Glenn reacted? I'm not sure. But all I know is that the lineup right now does not look like what we think it does. It's Rosita at the far left, then Glenn, then Daryl, and then the rest of the people. Now, this may be a scene that they've taken out and they're going to show us in the premiere. It's exactly what Scott M. Gimple pointed out in the Talking Dead episode right after 616, that it's very impressionistic, which basically means that there's something that we didn't get to see that we'll see in the premiere. So that was also very interesting, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this, because I think I'm the only one who have noticed that, and I've talked about it a few times, but it's really not been anything others talk about. And I think it's very interesting and it's very important to notice coming season 7, because I'm not going to be surprised if we see the lineup again and then it's not what we think it is. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. So share your thoughts. And the last thing that I noticed is when Negan says, I simply cannot decide, and he says, I have an idea, and he points at someone. The very first time he points Lucille at someone, they made us think that it's Rick. But if you look at where the RV is and where everyone is sitting, it could also be Sasha. So it's not 100% Rick. Now obviously it could be Rick, but there's a chance that they're misleading us with whoever they started with and it's not really Rick. Now that could also be used to make it difficult for us to crack Negan's code, because if we don't know where it starts, then it's difficult to know where it ends. So that's also another interesting thing that I noticed. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like I said, share your thoughts in the comment section below and let me know what you think. I'll be back for another video.